live stream. Um, I just want to talk about the new Suburban H sets. What I've known from some Instagrammers, some train spotters on Instagram, the toilets on the new H sets are still installed. So maybe they forgot to remove it, or maybe they are still like trialing with the new trialing with the new. Let's say, since all the Oscars hasn't been taken out of service from the outer suburban or like Kayama service, I'm guessing once over the NIFs take over the south coastline, which, if I remember, the NIF is kind of like the Rotas, so they draw more power than the Oscars, because the Oscars do draw some power from the south coastline. So what I think about it is like they need to like build more power substations along the south coastlines, because along the south coastline that there isn't many substations. So that means the new trains, the new suburban cars, or should I say scars, have been introduced to service on the T1 North Shore line, but they still have the toilets on board. But they locked the toilets on board because it is a suburban service. So when the train runs on suburban, the toilets are locked, and you cannot be using it during suburban service. But if the train is running a intercity service, you can use the bathroom like whenever you like, because like, let's say if the NIF runs on the T1 North Shore, just like what the Oscars did, the bathrooms will be locked. You cannot use them. But okay, anyway, let's get back to the new Oscars. Well, I filmed. Okay, hello, Jason Transport, folks. Okay, we're gonna be doing a shout outs at the end of the live stream. So basically, what we're talking about here, the new Oscars sets were 202D, which arrived into Chatswood at 3:30 p.m. And the other service was 201E, which was a 4:15 service at Gordon. And the main thing is, when I was at Gordon, 200E, alright? So if I searched up 200E, okay, like just today, 200E got swapped to a Tangawa. I was like, what? An Oscar swapped to a Tangawa? That's ridiculous. But then, I checked on TripView, alright? It still says Oscar on there, even though it was a Tangawa, alright? Even though it was on a Tangawa. I'm guessing the Oscar didn't handle the hotness, or maybe one of the drivers called in sick, and one of the drivers couldn't even drive the Oscars. So they replaced that Oscar with a Tangawa that was sitting at Hornsby Yard. So they had to use that Tangawa that was stabled at the Hornsby Yard in order to run that Skirfield service, the 200E service to Skirfields. Basically, that service was supposed to be an Oscar, but it didn't quite happen. It was a Tangara. I was at Gordon. I saw it myself. 200E, at least at 4 o'clock. A Tangara pulled into Gordon. I was like, what the heck? Seriously, man. Like, why did you have to freaking swap a Oscar with a Tangara? You had to swap? Really? You had to swap a Oscar with a Tangara? Really? Alright, okay, alright, okay. I get the point. Anyway. The other thing is, with the South Coast line, alright? With the nifty sets, they have been introduced on the Blue Mountain sign. By next year, I'm guessing by early next year, the visas will all be withdrawn. So, the DSETs have been doing testing, extensive testing, on the South Coast line down to Wollongong, Kiama, Port Kembla, and back. So I'm guessing that will be taking place now. I'm guessing. So these sets have been doing rigorous testing on the South Coast line. So if you see a D-set testing along the South Coast line, make sure to film it and whatever, post it on your YouTube channel. Anyway, we are currently on our way to 1,200 subscribers. We are at what I can remember 1,129. Okay, we are at 1,129 subscribers. Okay, which is good. We need one more sub to 1,030, 1,130. So, okay, alright. With the nifty sets, I'm guessing it might need, the South Coast line might need a bit more adjusting for the nifty sets to enter service. Because with a water, they cannot run on the South Coast line. They need more substations. They need more substations to handle waters. So when there is something, when something happens with a Tangara, they can use a water instead of using another Tangara that is sitting at the maintenance yard at Mortdale. So they can use a water, or maybe they can use a water or an Oscar, Suburban Oscar, and then run it along the Illawarra and Eastern Suburbs line. So they need more substations. South Coast line need more substations. Okay. Here's a quick tip. If you want to go on the Suburban Oscar, you must go on the North Shore line. No matter what, you must go on the North Shore line. You can start at Central and your journey at Blacktown or Parramatta, as these trains are going to Scurfields and back to Hornsby. They are introduced passenger one as of 20th of October 2025. Jeez, the year has gone quick. Jeez, of course, the year has gone so fast, alright? Alright. Okay. Anyway, I want to give a shout out to Jason Transport Vlogs, Sydney Transit Scoop, Chad Transport Vlogs, Mr. Transport Sydney, Trainboat 38, I forgot. King Julian Train Geek. Of course, did I say Jason Transport Fox? Of course I did. The Train Boy 43. I'm not sure if I got that all correct. Please check my community post if I got the... Okay. And I would also like to make a shout out to Sydney Walter Assets. Is there anything else that I forgot? Okay. In order. Jason Transport Vlogs, Sydney Walter Assets, Sydney Transit Scoop, Chad Transport Vlogs, Mr. Transport Sydney, Train Vlog 38, King Dream Train Geek, and last of all, the Sydney Train Boy 43. That's all I have to do. That's all I have to say today. Make sure you subscribe to all the shout outs that I have done too. If you haven't done it, please subscribe. It's in the community post. If you haven't subscribed, please do it. That will be mostly grateful and appreciated. And also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel and you're new to the channel, give it a subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. I'm watching you. I'm watching you guys. Alright? Hit that subscribe button. And, of course, have a lovely night. Good night. And I'll see you tomorrow.